All right, so we are now broadcasting live on YouTube, picking up with part two of the Friends Like These adventure that has been pretty heavily adapted for this highly advanced group of characters that are a part of the Wayward Spirit campaign. A little bit of updating. We had a lot of backstory develop in the last session. At the start of the last session, you were called away to the planet Xornn, where this is a remote planet in the Outer Rim, and it's a planet that houses a repair facility that's important to the rebellion. It's also a planet, by coincidence, where a massive space and ground battle took place during the Clone Wars. You recalled, after you arrived there, that it housed an underground Federation droid manufacturing facility that was just bombed to pieces by the Republic, except for a couple of spires, which were left untouched. And it's not really clear why. The current repair facilities that are used on Xornn are actually in orbit. They're these two really ingeniously crafted makeshift repair ships that aren't really portable, which is part of your problem, but they're very valuable both to their owners and to the Alliance. And then there's also kind of a weapons manufacturing setup that's down in one of the old droid factories in a spire that wasn't destroyed. When you got to the planet and attended a briefing, you learned that the rebellion has found out that there is in fact an impending Imperial attack. And immediate evacuation is out of the question, both to the occupants and to the rebellion, because they want to figure out some way to buy enough time to pack up and move this rather weighty, bulky facility. So the rebellion is sending reinforcements for you. It's going to be enough to take out the anticipated Imperial fleet, but the Imperials are expected to arrive about 5 hours before the reinforcements get there. So the hope is that after the initial strike force is wiped out, there's going to be enough to move the facility off planet. Your job is going to be to try to hold out for those 5 hours before the reinforcements can arrive. The odds are against you. You can't possibly hope to win toe-to-toe even with a Liberator on your side. But if you prepare well enough, maybe you can hold them off for a few hours. Even then, however, you've got a grave concern about the amount of troops that you've got on the ground. You just don't have enough to put up a fight at this point. And so you're looking into the possibility of recruiting Mandalorians that are known to be present on the nearby planet that's called Port Vlemouth. To make matters even more complicated, Kira has recently had a vision that involves a confrontation between a Jedi and a figure that looked like a Sith Lord. The confrontation took place during the same massive battle that turned the planet into a wasteland, it appears. But what it means, why she had the vision at this time, all that is still a mystery. So the clock is ticking away. You've got 20 hours before the Empire strikes, and you're now gathering together on the surface of the planet Xornn to talk about how you're going to split up, who's going to go to meet with the Mandalorians, who's going to stay behind, etc., etc. And so if there are any questions, I know that was a long briefing, but we covered a lot last time, and I thought it'd be good to kind of refresh you on it. And if there's any questions, that's fine. If not, the time has come to talk about how you want to split up and where you want to go from there.
Okay, well, what do you guys think?
I did have two quick questions here, actually. One being, what I think you mentioned it in one of the earlier sessions, but what is the makeup of this Imperial force that's coming towards us? Do we have numbers for that?
You're expecting one Imperial Star Destroyer. You're expecting at least 2 or 3 other smaller ships, like a Gladiator. and they're expected to have considerable ground forces that they can land.
Right. And then a second question, just what is kind of the rough, or do we know, the rough like space geology of or geography, better word, of this system, like planets, significant landmarks?
Sure.
Hyperspace routes?
Sure. Yeah, there's really only one hyperspace route that comes through here. It is, give me just a second and I'll be able to tell you that. But in terms of the geography of the system, the geography of the system is the planet Xornn itself. There's a lot of debris that's in and around the planet that's mostly remnants of this battle that took place during the Clone Wars. It does have an asteroid belt. It has a couple of gas giants. Nothing remarkable beyond that. It is on, for those who are interested, it is on the Xornn-Excarga hyperspace route.
So how many entry points are there to the planet? Like there's just going to be that one hyperspace that they can all come out of?
There's two well-worn entry points, but one would be coming from further into the outer rim and one would be coming from inside. That doesn't allow you to predict exactly, but it gives you some idea of where you can expect ships to appear.
Okay, well that's good. I mean, at least we know where to put troops and where to kind of.
Well, we know where our ground installation is. That's where they're going to come. So.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I mean, they're not going to land troops on the other side of the planet.
No, we can probably figure. Okay, here's the big flat area. Plan accordingly.
Unless we make a decoy one of these.
No, I don't know if we're going to have the resources to do that.
Yeah, that's true. Darn.
But some kind of maybe, slow running battle, just bleed them off as they approach. The best place to kill ground forces is in space. All those stormtroopers are going to do no good from inside shuttles. So that's when ideas like the mines and however much we can bleed them using whatever space forces we can pull out. Can I make any kind of knowledge check to get to get a rough estimate of how the Liberator and whatever Skavis's cruiser was, how those would stand up against the various capital ships that we're expecting?
Yeah, the Ikari 7. In a toe-to-toe fight with even crews and command crews and so forth, you would lose pretty badly. Now, using hit-and-run tactics and keeping your distance and being tricky about it, you might be able to keep them occupied for a while. And also having the bonus of being able to prepare defenses. Those kinds of things may be able to help you keep them occupied for a while.
So who wants to go talk to the Mandalorians?
Can we say Cribben's elsewhere doing something? Maybe he had to go talk to higher command for this?
Or are we putting him on some kind of autopilot?
Maybe he can be going and rallying whatever Marines are on the Liberator.
That's true too. Can we have that happening, Matt?
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll leave it open as to where Cribben is at until we get him back next session, and then let him decide, because I don't want to put him way over on Port Plymouth if he really liked the idea of staying behind.
Okay.
He can come back and be like, "Hey guys, big surprise! Guess where I've been?"
Yeah,
I swam here.
Yeah, I swam here. Yep.
And I brought donuts.
Boy, are my arms tired.
Record scratch. Yes, that's me. Bet you're wondering how I got into this situation.
Freeze frame. So, who do you think should go? Like, one... I don't know if Dancel, Andon, and IG are the best representatives of the rebellion. No offense to you guys.
Sure we are.
One, we got a separatist droid. 2, we have a guy with an Imperial accent. And 3, we have an 18-year-old who can't grow a mustache.
He actually doesn't have an Imperial accent. It's a...
Australian accent. Apologies. Sorry.
It's Concordian.
Oh.
Point of order. The Death Star got blown up by an 18-year-old that couldn't grow a mustache, so maybe I am the best representative of the rebellion. But I don't like Mandalorians.
What are the odds of us? We could totally get lucky twice.
Yeah, we could. I mean, Nata, what do you want to do? I mean, we can do stuff around the planet. There are some things I kind of want to look at. But at the same time...
Not as good at working with scum.
Nada is good with working with scum, right, Nada?
I've dealt with some colorful folk before. She says, kind of looking off to the side. And
Hey, should we roll Destiny?
Roll for initiative. Let me try that again. I just typed initiative in chat. Roll Destiny instead. Yes. Guess what, guys? They arrived 21 and a half hours early.
oh no!
It's time to go.
Modified.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I am such a good Jedi.
You're not a Jedi. But I will take those light side points. Thank you very much.
You enjoy that.
I will.
Your luck and placebo points.
My what?
Luck and placebo points.
Yes, luck and placebo points. So so Vlemethport is 2 hours away.
That's now that 2 hours is if you have a good astrogator.
Okay. We got tripod, right?
You do have
Did
tripod.
we bring the Wayward Spirit? We brought the Wayward Spirit.
We flew down on the Wayward Spirit.
So, Dancel, you're probably the most experienced with these types of assignments or rebellion-ish things. What would you suggest? Also, apparently you know Mandos, so what would you suggest?
Well, my first instinct is to be on the team that has the Star Destroyers, but since that's out,
we could steal a Star Destroyer if that makes you happy.
They're only crewed by what, like 30,000?
Yeah, we could take that.
As long as they're sleeping.
Yeah, we could do that. Okay,
It's
anyways.
like one TIE fighter. Just slow on the turns. No, my thought is, well, obviously we've got a bit of a shortage of guns and people to carry them. So the Mandos, I think, are going to be one of our best bets.
But like, who should go along for this assignment? What should be happening? If you think that there's going to be enough people to warrant all of us going, that we need to convince a whole lot of people. Like, I don't know, how many are in a Mando family? Like 30.
Probably
30
more than that.
Mandos.
It depends on how many are here. Yeah, it could be more than one clan. There's no way to know for sure. But here's the thing: I think each of us brings something. Except for Andon, of course, brings something useful to the table with this interaction. And Gribben, no offense, but this is one case where being nice is not going to help us at all.
But I'm nice.
Yes, but you have other skills.
What? Because I can punch somebody in the face?
Exactly.
Okay. Also, I can move things with my mind.
Let's not do any of that. They don't like that. Kind of like me, actually.
Did Kara tell everyone about her vision?
Yes, I believe she did.
Mm,
I think she told Andon about it.
I don't think she mentioned it to everybody else.
Because it was a dream.
Oh, yeah.
And so she mentioned it to Andon.
Well, why don't
You did
Dancel,
talk.
Nada.
You did talk to Corvin Dare about it in the presence of everyone else because he was. Actually, no, you
That's
didn't.
right.
You only mentioned the fact that we were going to Xornn, and he knew that spurred a recollection to him. So you're right. At this point, you may not. I don't know whether you did or not. I can't recall.
Yeah, like I think.
I think she told Andon.
Yeah, I think she told
he's the
Andon.
only one that knows.
Well,
yeah,
how
I don't
about
think Nata heard about visions.
Nada, IG, and Dancel go with? Because Nada's used to working with ruffians, Dancel's used to weirdness, and IG has firepower for dealing with Mandos if push comes to shove. Kara can stay here helping engineers, and they're not going to want to deal with people with lightsabers, so it's probably best that I stay here.
That's actually not bad. I figured you'd want to go.
Well, out of character, originally he was going with to escort Cribbin in case it was just the two of them. So with IG and Nada going and Dancel, I'm not worried.
That's true too.
With IG, I'm not worried.
Yeah, firepower-wise, yeah.
IG can kill everybody. You're not going to come with us, then I will kill everybody.
No, out of character note. Fair warning: if you say something like, "Hey, just go ahead and shoot him," he will without. He doesn't understand the joking aspect of that.
There's no fooling.
He's
I'm
just
going to
like,
put a
okay.
joke circuit in IG to make him understand jokes. And he'll just come up with bad jokes, like, I don't even know. I'll think of some good.
Why stormtroopers become religious? Because they're holy. Ha 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 ha. Shoot them.
Ha 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 ha. That's what I'm doing, IG. That's your next contribution rank.
Witty one-liner.
Yes.
Give him the Liberty Prime voice module.
So I think Andon, maybe you and I should stay here.
Sounds like a plan.
We're good people. We can talk to these people. I mean, you know kind of some mechanical stuff a little bit.
Not really, but someone's got to keep you in line.
Andon, I swear.
That and the
Besides
two
that,
of you make up for, well, pretty much the vast majority of the security forces here, so...
That's true, too.
Besides, if that
But you
one
could-
woman that we met with clearly needs to unwind, maybe I can help with that.
Andon,
It's for the good of Xornn
you...
that she and I spend some quality time together.
And then I'll go find the other guy, and then we'll just go our separate ways.
I didn't know you had an eye for Dr. Vendor.
Yeah, I think that's all they had dibs.
You know what, Nata? Right now, I have an eye for anything resembling a male human, but...
Lie back and think of Alderaan.
Denzel looks really comfortable now.
Alright, I am yes, Reese Vinder. There we go. No, so you three should go. Andon and I will stay here. There are a few things that I want to kind of look around the perimeter, maybe see if there's anything that we can do to make things better.
And I have to talk you into building a droid army.
I'm not building a droid.
Didn't we already get some programming from IG?
Yeah, no,
Yes.
we already started building droids.
Good.
Like, they're already, like, being assembled.
Don't forget all the trash in orbit we were going to turn into haphazard defense.
That's true,
Good.
too. I mean, if you guys need anything or need to remind us something, we have communication devices. We can shoot each other space email, right?
You can send messages now. They're one way. They're going to be one-way messages because they're going through hyperspace. But you can have messages within 15, 20 minutes, something like that, from each other.
Okay.
So they're more like space beepers.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Sure.
I can't wait until someone invents space push notifications.
Space Tinder.
There probably already is that.
Kara
Swipe
just,
follow.
Kara just builds a droid to swipe right.
Yeah.
Shut
Not
up.
Platoonian, not Aqualish, not Ithorian. Swipe right.
There we go. Okay, so you guys have fun. Good luck. May the force be with you and all that. Get us some Mandos to fight, because that's what they do, right? Yeah, that's what they do. Mandos. All right.
Dancel, before we head off, I'd like to talk to you just about this.
All right.
So yeah, before they head off, she'll just want to talk to Dancel.
Okay. So Dancel and Nautilus are kind of strolling off by themselves, have not left yet, and they have a chance to have a private conversation at this point. Do you want to have a truly private conversation where you're whispering to each other, or do you want to do it?
Oh no, it's not super private.
Okay, all right.
So Nada's going to take Dancel aside and pretty much say, I know I have dealt with some shady characters before. We're going to need something to either offer or use as leverage. So, any suggestions now?
Well, most Mandos are going to be moderately upset about the systemic persecution of their people on their home planet. Mandalore itself is not in too good shape right now. So they're definitely not, aside from, Boba Fett, who doesn't really count, they're not quite fans of the Empire, other than insofar as some of them get paid by the Empire as far as bounties go.
Good. Play up. You can see, Nata making the mental note to herself. Play up
So we can play
anti-imperial sentiments.
Absolutely. Plus, the fact that it's going to be a glorious battle and they may have wonderful opportunities to die against, impossible odds. They love that sort of thing. Of course, the fact that the Imperials are probably going to look at our visit as some kind of proof of collaboration between the clans. That would be the nuclear option for us. Is implying that our visit and communication with the Mandalorian clans implies some sort of cooperation between them and the Alliance, which would paint just as big of a target on their heads. Rather not try and back them into that corner, though.
Okay, last resort.
Otherwise, just offering to pay them.
Not sure if the Alliance can really shell out for that moment, but it's worth a shot.
Yes.
That and as many.
So on that front, I will let you know in a second. You do have access to some assets, and I'll let you know what those are here in a minute. No, it's nothing like that, sadly.
Give up IG.
No, he's too valuable.
Okay, yeah, IG's pretty valuable.
Yeah, the Alliance has authorized you to offer 50,000 credits, and in addition to that, the people at the Foundry say that you can offer to give them access to a limited number of production runs at the Foundry if they need replacement parts for weapons and things like that. The Alliance has also said that it will provide a letter of marque, allowing them to harass Imperial shipping lanes with guaranteed purchase of prize and prisoners and that kind of thing at favorable rates. So there's 3 things at least you can offer.
Well, Dancel will remind Natalia of these.
Excellent. I don't want to go in empty-handed and then get laughed out, or worse.
Do we have a ballpark of how many Mandalorians are here on Plymouthport?
Yeah, you know that it's an active clan that does mercenary work. You're go ahead and do a knowledge outer rim check.
Difficulty?
Average.
Can
Is 2, right?
I was gonna say, can I roll something like Underworld for any more information on these Mandos or clan, or what
Yes.
would be appropriate?
Yes, you both can do the same thing. Underworld average. Yeah, you could go Underworld or Outer Rim average on those.
Wow.
Yeah, you
I
guys.
know all the
Guys are
things.
Stupid.
You guys both have
Wow.
5. You both guys both have 5 intelligence or 5 ranks. I'll bet it's 5 ranks, isn't it, for one of you?
Intelligence.
Okay. Yeah. So Danzel pretty much is sadly very familiar with this clan because the clan you used to be associated with managed to outbid them on a recent job and got the job done for a lot less, thanks largely to your efforts in being able to gather lots of information in advance. So that's the triumph that Dancel rolled right there. In terms of numbers, you know that we're talking about dozens upon dozens of them, although at any given time, several of them will be deployed on different assignments. I mean, they might be out on 3 or 4 different assignments at a time. Nata knows the same thing about the numbers based on her role, but with her triumph, she's also aware that they have a leader. She's vaguely familiar with the name of the leader. Her name is Vera Beroya. I'll spell that out in chat. And she took over after her father disappeared several months ago as the clan leader. And Nada has picked this up over time based on all of her dealings with the underworld.
Okay. With all of that in mind, Dancel would kind of remind Natali that we also, and keeping in mind those resources that we have available as far as bounties and rewards and letters of marque, that those same resources could also be used potentially to hire or influence the captain and crew of the Akari 7.
Yeah, I mean, the Akari 7 could certainly be given that letter of marque as well. You could use some of the credits toward trying to lure the captain into joining up or at least hanging around for part of the battle. It at least might be worth a try. And he certainly already has the vested interest in the use of the foundry. I mean, he's a regular customer there to begin with. And
Right.
when you function on the edges of civilization and outside the law, finding a good place for supplies and repairs for a ship that size is a pretty valuable thing.
And his hesitation to join with us seemed largely based on the potential risk. He was quite on board with the rewards. He expressed interest in salvaging that Star Destroyer from whatever we're able to, but
He just needs someone to blow it apart, you're saying?
Or someone to even the odds enough. Honestly, he seemed quite on board with. I mean, he's made a career out of hunting Imperials, so I don't think he's just the money of it's the only motivator for him. So I think if we can get the Mandos on our side and otherwise even the odds a little, I think he'd be much more.
And then sweeten the deal with the mark.
Possibly.
All right. I think we got
But,
I think we got a good amount of
if we don't get over
ammunition.
there.
I'm sorry, I spoke over you, out of character.
No, that was in character.
pirate, he's the Renlo. He's the one still at the base, right? We're on Xorn.
Yeah, and
Yes, and you sound very far away.
I picked you up off Taylor's mic, not yours, but yes.
Sorry. I muted myself. Yes, okay, so he's on the base. Alrighty. We're on Xorn, whatever.
Right. Or, I guess, in orbit. So that
So
could
I guess
definitely be out of character. That could be something that you and Andon could go for.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. We can go do that. So this way we know what else we need to do around the planet. Alright, hands in, let's go. Woo!
Wolverine.
Go team.
Go team, go.
All right. So then Nada Ali and Dancel and IG all take off for Vlimouth Port, where they will arrive in a couple of hours. Before we switch over to them, though, I want to give Kira and Andon an opportunity on Xorn to start doing some preparation of defenses. So why don't you give me an idea about how you're going to be busying yourselves in the meantime, at least in the immediate future, while they're gone.
So far, Kara has the molten lava droids kind of outfitted and being done up by the engineers to be kind of like soldiers. They can have a gun, they can shoot one, they have basic programming.
Yeah.
And I believe the last session we had it so that, they were good with doing that.
Yeah. Yes.
So we got that. Andon and Caro also want to go talk to the greatest pirate in the sector.
Okay.
Andon, what did Andon want to do? Sort of space defense or anything?
Yeah, Andon's planning to get the X-Wings and plan that way for defending in space.
Okay. So it'll be another 2 or 3 hours probably before Scavi's going to be available.
Oh my gosh, are you for real?
He's asking you to come visit him, but he wants a little bit more time. So if you've got another project you want to work on, you might be thinking about that. We can come back to you in a minute. But if you've got another project you want to be working on when we come back, that's fine.
What do you think, Andon? Anything you want to do right now?
Andon just wants to get Kara to build a droid army.
No. How about we meditate for a little bit?
No, I want to do something that will actually help.
What was that?
Meditate on a droid army?
No, I'm not meditating on a droid army. Come on, I want to figure out what that was. Maybe can Kara and Andon just go walking around for a little bit, try and get a layout of things, and see if Kara can focus a bit while she's walking to maybe try and find the spot she saw in her dream or her vision.
Okay, sure. You can be wandering around trying to look for something like that if you want to.
Yeah, that works. Well, we discuss things.
Okay.
Real businessy people.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so in the meantime, the Wayward Spirit has been in hyperspace for a couple of hours, and let's go ahead and make an astrogation check. You can use the tripod if you want to for that. As I don't know if he's accessible to all players or not, but
No.
So Kira would have to roll that, but if tripod is with you, I'm going to go ahead and make it an all players.
So what sort of bonuses does tripod confer?
He's going to make your astrogation check for you, which is going to be an average astrogation check. This is a known
he can at least
plane.
He's got 3 ranks in it, so he can assist with 3 ranks for whoever has 5 int.
I think not.
I have 5 int.
Yeah,
There you go.
more kids on the job.
So this isn't Nada's thing usually, but she's going to go ahead and try to program a hyperspace using the droid
Yep.
for assistance. And so you can make an average astrogation check for this one. All right, so let's try this again. You can actually use the ads from Tripod for that. What we're doing is we're combining your intelligence with Tripod's abilities.
Oh, with his 3 ranks?
Yeah, so you can actually just do that same roll, but upgrade it 3 times, and that'll have the same effect.
Oh, okay. Might be.
There you go. All right, so you managed to get there in just at 2 hours, and you managed to come out very close to the planet. And you've got the name of, or you've got the frequency that you can hail the Mandalorians. That's been given to you, or you at least managed to look it up. And so you're free anytime you want to try and make contact with them.
All right, now or never. So let's go and hail Mando Town.
So you hear kind of a cranky sounding voice on the other end of it. He says, "Yes, you've reached the group that you've been looking for. What can I do for you?"
Dancel is going to kind of lean over to Nata because he's definitely going to be probably letting her talk.
Okay.
She's a little bit more likable than he is.
Okay.
But he's going to say, tell him it's Mirshe. Tell him I've got a job for him.
It's who?
Mirshe. Mirshe.
So Nata will basically relay that and say that this is the Wayward Spirit, permission to dock. By the way, I'm coming on behalf of Mirshe. He has a job.
Okay. There's this long silence on the line. And then at the end of the silence, you hear them say, "All right, you can proceed to Vlemouth Port, or Port Vlemouth is what it's called, in the main city on the planet. There you'll be meeting up with Cad Solus, and from there he'll lead you on out to our camp."
So Nata will thank them and then cut the comm. Let's land.
Let's hope that doesn't get a shot. It's 50-50 thing.
All right, so
You told me this beforehand.
somebody is going to need to make an easy piloting space check to get this thing navigated and landed where it needs to be in Vlemouth Port.
Not it.
It'll be fine. Wait.
I think
Actually,
the droid
won't.
can help.
Yeah.
I was going to say, hasn't he flown this thing before?
Also, yes.
I'm surprised Anne didn't let them take the ship by themselves.
It'll be fine.
All right.
Dancel has 3 agility, but that's it.
Yeah, I think I would trust the droid that's flown before.
The droid has 2 ranks of space, so you can combine those.
What about IG? Does he have probably pretty decent or agility, actually?
Yeah, he's fairly decent, but he's in the weapons turret.
Oh,
right now.
yes.
He doesn't come out of there very often.
Only when we land.
Very well. Okay, so
I have faith in you both not to get a shot and to land this. She says, patting Dancel on the shoulder.
while putting on a parachute. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So
Take it down.
this is not just a landing; it's a pretty impressive landing. IG doesn't notice any difference between this and landing that you would experience with Andon piloting.
Oh.
He wants about okay.
So he even maneuvers in, so I have clear shots on the bay as we come in.
Yes. You certainly do have clear shots on the bay as you come in. So this is actually called Vlimouth Station, and the hangar control sets you down at one of the docking bays there. It's this large kind of tower that stands up over the city, and you can land at various levels within that tower. And you've been directed to a level that's on the same level as the one where you're supposed to meet a Mr. Solis. And so then they're wanting you to pay them 50 credits for a docking fee, which sounds a little steep to you.
Nada, do you want to handle this with the whole talking thing?
Oh, yes, sorry. I was typing. My keyboard is so loud. But, yeah, Nada's like, 50 credits? That's an outrage.
I try to make a hard negotiation check. That'll be 3 purple dice.
Dancel is going to...
They say 50 credits is exactly right. That's what you'll be paying or you don't land here.
Can Dancel actually chime in with using his what's it called? Supporting facts. It just adds 1 success to a supporting evidence. Sorry, when assisting with a charm, deception, leadership, or negotiation check, add automatic success per rank.
How many ranks do you have?
Whole success.
Yeah, that still doesn't get you there. That negates one of the failures, but it doesn't get you to a net success.
Are we still on the ship doing this over comms, or?
Yes.
I will use that loom at some point.
IG is ready to kill someone.
I want to haggle with them. Get them down to half.
Okay. You can have one more try, but this time it's going to be upgraded. This time it's a 2 purple and 1 red negotiation check.
Still helping.
All right, we'll add a success to this.
Nice.
No, she really goes like, angry Twi'lek.
All right. You talked him down to 25 credits.
And there was some teas thrown in there.
Yeah, and they're also gonna go ahead and give you a complimentary ship wash while your vehicle's docked there with the Triumph. So you land, and the droids kind of immediately begin spraying detergent on it and scrubbing it and that sort of thing. Like all these droids just kind of swarming around it right now. And so the door leads out into a large docking area, and you all come walking out. I need to get Nada's token fixed. And you all come walking out. Well, it doesn't have your name on it.
No, it doesn't.
But I'll get that fixed. So she comes walking. You come walking out, and you can see there's some crates in the middle of the. You can see that there's some crates that are in the middle of the room, and leaning against one of the crates is a gentleman that appears to be in his late 20s, human, looks a little rough around the edges, kind of brash, and he comes walking towards you.
Dancel is going to call out a greeting in Mandoa.
Yo.
All right.
What's up, dude?
So he turns actually, and he starts walking toward Dancel,
Sorry,
and he comes up to where he's standing right next to Dancel, and he says to Dancel, "Are you Mirshi?"
In the flesh.
Okay. And one moment here.
Oh no.
It's got a roll the attack.
Yeah, so you take this is going to be 4 wounds minus soak.
Jeez, that's how they say hello?
So that's 2.
So that'll be
Punch you in the face?
that'll
I
be
say hi?
2. He says, so you're the good for nothing blankety blank who cost us that job 3 weeks ago.
In the flesh. Nata chimes in.
Dancel, bless his little heart, is going to reply. Is he the only one in here?
Yes.
He's gonna kind of shoot back. No, the good for nothing that cost you that job was that's your clan.
All right.
You're
So
ready, you'd have got the job done.
So he's about to draw his fist back again, and everybody sees him kind of pulling his fist back. So how's everybody going to handle this situation now?
Okay, yeah, Nata's gonna no.
Yes.
We're not doing this.
Okay, can I do a melee attack with my blaster and just like butt stroke him in the head?
Yes, you can. And it's not so. Nada runs over. She's trying to push Cad and Dancel apart. Now she turns around. She sees IG coming up behind her with the butt of his HOB. I guess you've got that out.
Yes.
Pointed toward the back of his head.
IG? No.
What's IG going to do? Because she's not going to be able to stop him.
He just stops mid-step, lowers it, looks at her, but why not? He said not to shoot him.
We're on a diplomatic mission. Head injuries typically make that harder.
Speaking of head injuries, he draws back to take a swing at me. Danzel's going to snap his head forward and headbutt him.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So go ahead and make a brawl attack. That'll be average difficulty 2 purple. And since you're not using your fist or anything, we're going to add a setback die to that. So that'll be 1 black die as well.
Okay. I'm also using where'd it go? Frenzied attack to upgrade it by 1.
Okay.
Well,
Ooh.
Okay, so while Nautilus turning around trying to talk IG down, Dancel attempts a headbutt, but he has to kind of push against her hand to do it, and she's got just enough pressure that he can't quite be successful. And Cad kind of steps back a little bit and still seems pretty hostile about the whole situation here.
So IG kind of motions toward Cad and is like, see, you should have let me hit him.
So Cad says, you people have one crazy idea about how to work out a deal with us.
So yay, having successfully prevented Dancel from beating our representative.
Pretty sure if I fight him and if I win, like I become the new chief. Pretty sure that's how it works.
They will make me their king. But no.
So why he says? So why can you tell me why you're here then, and why you brought this guy with you? He's talking to Not Ollie now.
Listen, I don't know what Mirsha may have done 3 weeks ago. I'm not his keeper that way. But we may have something, not to make it right, but to offer you in return. Like we said, we're here with a job.
And he just kind of looks at you for a minute and says, well, okay then. And he starts to say something else, and then suddenly you hear a voice coming from the back of the hangar. And the voice says, Cad Solis! And you all turn around and you see this prune-faced Weequay that looks like he's just walked out of another door on the other end of the hangar. He says, Timo wants to see you, and he doesn't care if he sees you dead or alive. And at about that time, you see 2 more Weequays appear behind him. And you suddenly also become aware of the fact that on the other side of the hangar, emerging on the other side of the hangar, are 2 groups of Clatoonians that look like they have blasters and vibro axes.
Jeez.
And he just turns around and he says, typical. You miss 1 payment. And the Weequay then yells, blast them all! And when we come back to you guys in a few minutes, we will be rolling for initiative. But right now, go ahead. But right now we're heading back to Foundry 4.
I hope everything's going well over there.
I'm sure they're going absolutely fine.
Yeah, I think so too. They've probably already gotten to the Mandos, talking things out, maybe having some I don't know, Mando-os.
I'm sure they're not at all missing my charming presence and humorous anecdotes.
And my strength and agility as a noble warrior.
So, where is this thing we have to go find?
We don't have to go find it. I've just been kind of wandering around seeing if I could find the thing I saw.
Well, we've got a couple hours.
Yeah, I mean, everything kind of just looks the same. It's all, here's some bridges, here's some lava, here's this Jedi fighting a I don't know, Inquisitor dude.
Can you sense its location with the Force?
I don't know what I'm looking for. I just saw him drop something. I don't know what it was.
Look for something.
Look for what? A box?
Look for that room. Look for that scene.
All right. Claire's gonna sit down and try and imagine this dream all over again.
Okay. Let's do a hard perception check. And I'm going to go ahead and spend a dark side point on this too.
Hard is 4, right?
3.
3,
3,
okay.
yeah. So we're going to upgrade it once.
Great. Perception? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, hold on a second.
So I have a Force talent that boosts my perception. Can I assist her and give her that boost?
Yeah, I mean, you're walking around and she's telling you what she's looking for.
Okay.
And you're
I didn't know if
walking
she was just
around
trying
with
to
her.
Remember.
And so she's now going to try and just kind of focus really hard on her recollection of that dream and compare that to what she's been looking at for the last hour or so.
So what are you doing? Are you giving me a boost?
Well, I guess normally I'd give a boost, but I also have, I forget what the talent's called in the Force Sensitive tree that gives a boost to perception.
Yeah, I have uncanny senses too.
Yeah, okay, so I guess, alright.
I know I'll use Touch of Fate, which adds 2 boosts to any one check. Shoot. Yeah, I'm using a light side point as well.
Okay.
Because I can, and I will. For realsies.
Yeah. So you've wandered around. You can't really tell whether there's anything at all that meets your description. It meets the description of what you came up with in the dream. You certainly haven't seen anything that looks that way, but you do. We've got 3 advantage here, and as a result of those advantage, you do get a call on your comm link from Corvin Dare, who's back on the Liberator right now.
Oh, sup, Corvin? How you doing?
He says, well, I've been doing some research on what I thought was my recollection of something significant on this planet. And, of course, most of the information that's out there has to do with this huge battle that happened at the Clone Wars, which looks like it was pretty extensive. Just gazing out my port here, there's debris everywhere around this planet.
All right.
But he says, you're really wanting him to get to the point, though, right?
Yeah,
kind of rolling your eyes. He says, but it turns out that there are also some stories that go back 200-300 years about the Sith having some interest in this planet and actually having constructed some things below the surface of the planet.
Oh, really?
He says,
all right, that's cool.
I think I might have pinpointed where they were working. Interestingly enough, it's another one of the spires, one that's nearby this one that you're in right now, Foundry 4.
Okay.
That was also, interestingly enough, left untouched by the Republic's bombing.
Okay.
During this period of time.
All right.
So if it's okay with you, I'd like to take a shuttle down and start surveying the area and see if I can't find something down inside that spire. Who knows, there might be a tunnel or something that's useful there.
Well, the last time we went somewhere with Darkside Juju, we almost died. Remember that thing we went to?
Yeah, I remember that thing we went to.
So maybe someone should go along with you?
I can take some troopers with me if you'll give me permission.
I give you permission to go down there. Should I meet you there?
If I promise not to get into any dangerous situations without you being there, can I at least have a look around?
Don't touch anything. Don't lick anything. Don't think about touching anything. If anything makes you feel uneasy or scared.
Why don't we just go? Why don't we just get a speeder from these people and go?
Yeah, we could do that too. Don't talk back to the voices. Yeah.
We've got a couple hours to kill.
Yeah, we gotta wait for this guy anyways, so how long would it take for us to get there?
I mean, you could meet him there within the next hour or so. I mean, it's going to take him longer to get down and get his stuff together than it is for you to get there. So you actually probably have time to take care of a couple of other things in the foundry before he's going to arrive there.
Can we talk to this pirate guy yet?
Yeah, you could head up and talk to him.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, Dare.
Well, hang on. Is everyone at the foundry working on something? Is there anyone awaiting orders as far as engineering or anything?
The people that are working on the droids, the droid army are are getting close to being finished if you wanted to try to find something else to give them to do.
Hmm.
Did they
So here's what I'm thinking.
Okay, Andrew.
Stop me if I'm crazy. Flat cannons.
Wait, what?
Flat cannons.
Flat cannons?
They go back to atmospheric flight. They're pretty rare on Imperial things. I think they've got a walker that uses them, but they basically shoot debris at craft. And if you can point them at the ground, they're good against aircraft, which we need anti-shuttle work, and they're good against infantry, which we're also going to need.
Okay.
And they're probably, we do have weapons components here, but it really involves a propulsion system, which means it doesn't require our supply of blaster gas or anything like that to work. So what I'd like to do is get some of those manufactured.
Okay. Andon, you know more about the war stuff than I do.
Well, it's going to be a lot easier than building proton torpedoes or anything like that. So.
Well, yeah, we don't have time to build torpedoes. What about the orbital stuff?
If we're going to send engineers up there, we basically just need to put thrusters on debris and point them toward the Star Destroyer.
Well, why don't we get some engineers up there doing that?
Or otherwise, the bigger pieces of debris are going to be great cover for, fighters, things like that. But if we can get, if we've got more thrusters than ships and we can just suddenly push a button and a bunch of debris reorients itself and smashes into that Star Destroyer, that'll slow them down.
Okay. And then tell me what I need to do and I'll do it.
Tell the engineers to... I don't know. I'm not the engineer.
Well, what do you want it to do?
I want it to blow up the Imperials.
Oh my gosh.
You're the engineer. You figure out the most efficient way to do that.
Yeah. Because I know if I do it, you're going to say I'm doing it wrong.
Well, can we do like a warfare check to figure out a good system?
Yeah, you can do knowledge or mechanics checks to try to figure out some way to make flat cannons out of all the stuff that's lying around. Now, are you thinking more in terms of a space weapon or a ground-based weapon?
I'm thinking ground-based, like anti-air or anti-infantry.
Okay. Or both, I would presume.
Yeah, presumably.
Okay.
I have 2 ranks of warfare, unless your mechanics is better than that.
My mechanics is 3 yellow and green.
Well, then just take a boost from me.
Alright, so what's the difficulty?
Yeah, so Andon's going to be thinking about kind of how to deploy this. He's going to work on that aspect of it, like where would be the best way to deploy it and where, and Kira's going to come up with a way to do it, which...
If it's not a hard check, just subtract one or two of those purples.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry about the force die, but
no, those are 5 successes if it's a mechanics check.
Yeah, but this is to learn stuff.
Oh, okay,
isn't
that's
it?
fair.
It's not really the.
It's not really, yeah.
Yeah, you're engineering. You're doing the engineering, and somebody else is going to do the actual work. Like you're drawing up schematics, and then you're going to give somebody else the task of working on this.
Yes.
So
I make some good damn schematics.
Yeah. It's a very stressful experience. You're going to take 4 strain on this, but you managed to come up with 2 triumphs, which are going to upgrade Andon's knowledge warfare check twice.
Oh, is that how we're doing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Andon's going to be thinking now about like where would we want to put these? How would we want to position them if we could do what Kira's drawing up right now? And then the combination of those 2 things will kind of determine how the defense gets set up.
Can she assist me on this or no?
We're really kind of creating a customized kind of situation here where you're working together and each making your own roles, and so I would say no.
Okay. What difficulty is it?
Hard, but you get 2 upgrades from her triumphs.
Okay.
You can do it, Andon. Tolan teamwork. You only have 1 int?
I have 2 int.
Oh.
The first upgrade adds a green. The second one makes it yellow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, darn.
Yeah, so you've got the schematics put together where you can get them to start building these, but it's the range on these things is not far enough that Andon yet has a good idea about how they could be used. But there's just a lot of parts laying around on the surface that Kira can make things that will go off one time and throw a bunch of junk in a certain direction.
Yeah.
She knows how to teach people to do that. It's the equivalent of throwing flack at people. But there's going to be some range issues with it that you haven't worked out yet. So you can get them to work on it, but there's still more work that's going to have to be done to get these things where they'll actually be helpful.
Okay. We'll work on that. Team.
Yeah, the team can manufacture in the meantime.
Yeah. And then, are we going to talk to the pirate first, or are we going to go to the spire?
See, I thought we had a couple hours to kill before we could talk to the pirate, so I figured we'd go to the spire in the meantime.
All right, let's go to the spire then.
Yeah. So you can head to the spire, and actually, Scobby's available now if you want to talk to him.
Okay.
Well, then let's talk to him first.
Whereas it's going to take Corvin a little bit longer to make it down to the surface with all the survey materials that he needs and supplies and such.
All his nerd stuff.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to stop now. We're going to take about a 5-minute break, give everybody a chance to stretch, go to the bathroom, so forth, and we'll pick up then. I'm going to go ahead and turn the stream off during that time. And then
I'll be crazy.
and then we're actually going to switch back to the combat in the other area. All right, we are back live, and we have switched scenes again to Plymouth Port, where Cad Solis is being confronted by a Weequay and two other Weequays and some Clatoonians, and so the time for infighting is over with because outfighting is about to begin. And I'm going to need everybody to roll for initiative using vigilance. Mine are rolling in PC slots, so hang on.
Oh my gosh, Matt.
Come on, Matt, get it together.
There it is. We said vigilance?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. There we go.
Oh, oops.
Don't forget your red.
Okay, this is really confusing to me because I need to eliminate my two that rolled. Right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to start over. We're going to start all over. That was a practice initiative round. All right.
Yay.
All right.
Get the giggles out.
All right, I got it now. All right, have we got it?
I think so.
All right.
Oh, what's his nuts
2, 3.
roll?
Oh, Cad did not roll. All right, I am going to roll him in a PC slot, and you all can tell me when you want him to take his turn. But you may or may not be able to tell him what to do when you want him to take his turn. All right. So first thing that happens is that this this sniper right here runs up and hits behind what looks like a barrel over here, and pulls his blaster rifle out, and he's aiming it at you, but he won't be able to get off a shot this turn. The same thing applies to this one, but he's kind of positioning himself in the middle of the crates and also getting his weapon out and getting ready to fire it. In the meantime, the same thing happens with these bruisers. They come running and are getting very close to... They're just going to close range a little bit each, and then they're going to fire at Cad. The first one's going to shoot at Cad, I think. And so here he goes. And he hits Cad for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. He takes a little strain himself. And Cad is going to... He's got soak of 5, and so he's going to take 5 points of damage. And then the other Clatoonian is going to fire at IG, probably foolishly.
Oh boy!
And you have no defense, right? You don't have any defense dice. Okay.
Nope.
Oh yeah, but he just misses epically anyway. But he does manage to throw IG off balance enough with the attack that IG is going to have a setback die on his first attack whenever he takes it. And that gets us to the first PC turn slot.
IG, I'm content to let you have it.
Oh, so I can shoot now? Okay. Thanks. Being a bit of a smartass.
You can shoot in excess.
Alright, so he's going to turn on the guys that have fired the Clatoonians down here.
Yeah.
And let's see. What is their range?
They would be considered at medium range right now.
Okay. And I'm going to auto fire on those guys.
All right. Which group do you want to fire at?
Let's check this group right here.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's not moving or anything, so we're going to go ahead and do the true aim.
Yeah, and they don't have any defense. You do need to add your setback for being
Right,
a little
I've
off
got that.
balance. Okay.
And that's a difficulty upgrade? Or
If you're
difficulty increase?
if you're using auto fire, it's a difficulty increase.
Alright. Alright, and here we go. Not that one.
Okay. So we're talking about 16 damage, and boy, you can trigger auto fire 3 times if you want to.
Yes, I will do that.
With the Pierce 2 and
Triumph.
the Triumph, I'll actually, even though they're not really close enough together normally to use auto fire, I'm going to let you take out one of the other Clatoonians if you want to in the other group. Maybe he just goes running, screaming away, just running and screaming at the sight of it. But one way or the other, he is now out of the picture. So that is now a group of, instead of 5, of 4 Clatoonians. And you just totally wiped the floor with that other group that was charging towards you. Okay, next up is the leader of the Clatoonians. He is going to double move and kind of take cover behind a set of stairs over here. And he's going to take a couple of strain. And then he is going to take aim at Danzel. There's kind of a platform here, but he's able to fire underneath that platform. And he's going to take aim at Danzel, who is going to be at... Boy, that's really long range there. So I'm going to make it 3 purple. But I'm going to spend a dark side on it, so that will upgrade him 1 time. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make it a 3 purple. Does Danzel have any defense dice that he adds?
No.
Okay. So that's 12 with a crit for Danzel.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. And what's the crit gonna do?
What you do is you go into your character sheet. Somebody else that's more familiar with the player character sheet might want to guide them through this, but you go into the character sheet.
There's a critical injuries tab.
Critical injuries,
Oh
yes.
no!
Okay.
And then you actually roll the critical injury. You just roll a critical on that tab.
Okay, I don't need to add anything.
No, this your first one. Ordinarily, you add 10 for each one that you've got, but it's your first crit, so. All right, so for the rest of the encounter, you don't get the free maneuver. You can still spend 2 strain to do a maneuver, but you don't get a free one.
All right. Danzel is looking pretty rough.
All right, so how close is he to his wound threshold now?
He's at 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got destroyed.
So that
How much
brings.
HP do you have?
13 normally, but I got punched in the face.
How much soap do you have? Okay.
He's. I guess you don't have any armor that helps with the soak. Probably 2 brawn, and that's it, huh?
Wait, I forgot. That's something I've been messing with on the character sheet because my armor doesn't seem to be adding properly.
Okay.
Maybe?
what should your armor will not automatically add in on your soak. You've got to just manually set your soak at whatever it is.
Okay, that will explain a lot. Okay, so rules clarification: when my soak is equal to the damage, I take 0. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So just to account for the extra 2 soak from my armor from the 2 hits that I've taken so far, just readjust my health. Okay. So I lied. I'm at 5.
Okay.
Still pretty rough.
All right. He's 5 away from his wound threshold. We are now at the next PC slot.
Okay, so should I go or should Cad go? Do you want me to jab you?
Sure.
Okay, so I will use a maneuver to withdraw a stim pack and administer it to Dancel.
Okay. And that will recover. I shouldn't have to look this up by now, but I do.
I think it's 5 HP.
Yep. With diminishing returns, I believe.
Yeah, 5. You get your 5 wounds from the stim pack. And do you have some medics have the ability to increase the number of wounds that you recover? It's a talent based on the use of a stim pack.
No, I don't have that. I have back to specialist instead.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So Ansel's going to recover 5 then, and that gets us to the last PC slot, which is CAD. I'm not sure why I've got that 4th NPC slot in there. I'm gonna go ahead and take that one out. This last PC slot is CAD, and he's
one of those should have been me. Yes, because Dancel hasn't had a turn yet.
Oh. Okay.
I think one of those NPCs should have been Cad.
Okay, he's probably the last one then, so I'm going to go ahead and Cad is just going to act after this last slot. So Dancel, you can go ahead and go.
Okay. So you said there's a little bit of like some kind of raised platform above us here.
Right, you've got stairs right here that lead up and go onto the platform right there.
And how high up is that?
Are
the stairs the only reasonable way to get up there?
12 feet, yeah. The stairs are really the only reasonable way to get there. Now, there are some... It's not held up by a grav lift or anything. There's some poles that we can't see on the map that are underneath it that could serve as cover. I know that's probably not what you were thinking, but I just thought I'd mention that.
Yeah, well, I'll take what I can get. So I'm going to use a maneuver to move over there to the pole.
Okay.
Kind of take cover behind it.
Okay. Now you don't get the free maneuver, but you can spend 2 strain to do that.
All right. I forgot about that. Okay, yeah. So I'll do that, and let's see. It'll be a maneuver to draw my rifle as well, right?
Yes, but you can use up to 2 maneuvers. You'll just have to spend strain on both of them.
Okay. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So 2 maneuvers here. Okay. 1 to take cover, 1 to draw, and gonna take a shot at the guy that shot me, who's hiding by the stairs over there.
So you're going to roll. You're at medium range there. You're going to roll 2 purples. I'm going to upgrade one of them with a dark side point, and then he's going to be behind a little bit of cover, so that's going to give him one step back behind the roll.
Okay, so it's 1 purple, 1 setback, and 1 red then?
Yes.
Or 2 purples and an upgrade.
I'm sorry. 1 purple, 1 red, 1 black.
Got it. Okay. Where is my...
You know what? Make that 2 black. He's got a defensive 1 as well.
Matt just wants to kill y'all.
Okay. I don't know where my sniper rifle went. Okay. Geez, you know what? Then in that case, I'm just going to, instead of taking the 2 maneuvers, I'm just going to take the 1 maneuver to take cover, and I'm going to spend the rest of my turn setting up my stupid rifle.
All right. Well,
No,
on your character sheet.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't want to slow it down by messing with that right now.
Okay, well, we'll let Cad take his turn while you're setting it up, and then maybe by then, if you've got it set up, you can go ahead and take your shot. Just kind of a delayed shot there.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, it's okay. What sniper rifle is it? Okay.
So Cad is just going to kind of go into a defensive mode, and he immediately kind of ducks and rolls and comes back up out of the roll and makes his way into these crates where he just disappears, and you can't make out where he's at. And I realize I haven't given Dancel a whole lot of time there, so just take your time there getting it set up and let us know when you're ready. And I can tell you the other 2, there's a grav lift that's sitting over here on the other side of the room. And then there's various doors that lead in from different hangar bays. This is just kind of a central area that a lot of different hangar bays lead into that are throughout the room, if you're interested in it.
10 damage? Holy crap. Oh.
All right.
Okay, so that should be enough to actually roll here.
Yes. If you've got the damage put in, then, and you've got the right weapon, like you've got, what is it, light or heavy, whichever it is.
Yeah, heavy.
Put in, then that should be enough to get you the roll.
Yeah, it's accurate 1 and pierce 2.
Okay, so accurate 1. That's a nice rifle.
What?
What is this roll?
You didn't have to upgrade it twice. You only had to upgrade it once.
Okay.
Can we try again?
Yeah, we'll do a total reroll on this one. So you're gonna. Okay, so here's the thing: is you need 2 black dice in it for setback, and then you need 1 purple and then 1 red.
Okay, 2 black dice, 1 purple, 1 red.
That would have been an interesting result, but we'll go ahead and reroll it.
Matt,
My
you should
last
see some of
campaign.
the rolls.
My last campaign, that was like nothing. My character could only roll things like that.
All right, let's try this again.
Okay.
Well, it's not a despair.
Well, you still have 2 red in it when it should be. I think. Have you got the upgrade on the difficulty checked off?
That's what I did.
Yeah. All
Try
right.
it again.
So 3rd time's a charm. All right.
No, it's
All
really
right.
not.
That looks right.
Well, it could have been worse.
So you've got a couple of advantages that you can spend on that. Your shot just kind of ricochets off the stairs right beside him and doesn't hit him. But you've got a couple of advantages to spend on that.
Let me have maybe part of the stairs, hit kind of right in front of his head, and maybe a bit of shrapnel or hot stuff was facing him. So smoke
Okay.
on the cover.
Okay, yeah. So he staggers back a little bit and is out of cover for purposes of the next round, which is going to begin with one of these snipers taking aim at IG. Medium range, and he is aiming. And here we go. That's 12.
All right. Found my next target.
Required.
And then this sniper kind of senses that Cad is somewhere around him, and he kind of uses a maneuver to scramble out, gets kind of a view of him, and is going to take a shot at him, but it's going to be he's behind some crates and things, and it's not the easiest shot to take. He nonetheless does hit for a point. Takes a little bit of strain.
Soak. How much soak does IG have?
10.
Are you a freaking tank?
That's actually,
Yes, we are thankful.
he is a tank.
He only does 2 things, but he does them well. He gets shot and he shoots back.
All right, so Cad gets hit in the shoulder and kind of gets knocked back against some crates in there. You can't tell exactly what's going on from where you're standing, but you can tell that the Weequay delivered some kind of a blow in all of this mess that you see in front of you there. And now this next group of Clatoonians is going to kind of maneuver over to cover of the threat that IG threw at them, and they're going to fire at IG at medium range. So that's nothing. They also just kind of miss wildly. But again, managed to he's got kind of shifted dodge a little bit to avoid the shots, so he's going to have a setback on his next action as well.
All right.
That gets us to the first PC slot for this turn.
So did IG already go?
No,
No,
this
not yet.
this is a
Oh,
new
then
turn.
yes. I'm going to let you before.
All right. He looks back over his shoulder at you and says, "Should I retrieve our contact or shoot their leader?"
I'll leave that up to your discretion.
He just kind of sighs and turns back around. He's going to move. Would that be 2 moves to get him there?
That'd just be one maneuver. Yeah.
Okay, 1 maneuver, so it would be short range.
Okay.
And it's going to auto fire again, and if successful, I'm going to use another maneuver to try to grab Ken and pull him out of there.
Okay. Who are you firing at? The bruisers or you can't fire at the sniper. You don't have visibility, but you can hit the bruisers.
Right.
You are going to have two.
These guys right here.
You're going to have 2 setback on that because
Right.
they're in cover 1 and 2 because you're still a little off balance.
Right. Let's see. I've got all that. All right, here we go.
Yeah, so we won't do the math on that. They
Okay.
just. Yeah, you are successful, so you've got another maneuver where you can go in and grab Cad.
Okay. So, since all the threats on this side are eliminated, I'm going to move in here and kind of just pull him back there,
Okay.
where he's still in cover from these guys.
Like right here, or like
Yeah, I'm
maybe
just
right,
going to kind of
like right here.
I take it he's right there.
Yeah. Okay.
I take it he's on the ground, right?
Yeah, he's kind of knocked prone from getting hit in the shoulder. He's still conscious, but
Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of grab him and sling him behind me and make sure he's still in cover.
okay.
And I will be up right here.
Okay. So the next NPC's turn. He is going to use a couple of maneuvers to get up and get enough elevation on these stairs where he can get some visibility down toward IG. And he's going to fire his rifle at IG. This is going to be at long range. And IG's got some cover. But it just ricochets off the crates, doesn't hit him at all. And now we've got the next PC's turn.
Dancel, you want to take a shot?
Actually, because it's a slow firing weapon as well, I can't. But I will. Let's see. So I probably don't have visibility of that guy on the stairs, right?
No, there's a kind of a pole that runs up the middle of the stairs where he's pretty much obscured completely. If you wanted to try a shot, you could do it with 3 setback, but it's very difficult to see him.
Okay. And what kind of would it be like a maneuver to try and move stealthily or concealed?
Where do you want to move to?
Ideally, I'd like to sneak up behind him and stab him.
You got a double maneuver, and you've lost all your free maneuvers. So it'd take about 4 strain to get up there, but
Right.
you could get up there and stab him. He's probably going to see you coming because you're going to have to go up the stairs toward him.
Right. In that case, I'm just going to kind of peek around my pole here and take aim at the guy that's hiding behind the barrel.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my normal action to exchange that for a maneuver.
Okay.
An aim.
Okay, so you'll have you'll have a boost die for an aim if and when you shoot at him in the next turn.
Awesome.
All right, well that gets us, I think, to Nada Ali now.
Yep, that'd be me. Okay, so how much would we need to move from where she currently is to about kind of over here near the barrels, kind of taking some cover?
That would be, you can do that with 1 maneuver.
Okay, great. And so she'll head over there, and I think I will boost our ally with a stim application.
Okay.
So let me just read that. So yes, I have to make an average med check. 1 second. Sorry. I somehow lost my skills. Oh, there they are.
I do that too.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, so he can boost 1 attribute of his choice, and he takes 1 strain.
All right, so I'll give him the strain. That he's actually got to take that as a, yeah. We'll say he's taken that strain, and then he'll have an agility boost whenever he takes his turn, which is going to be right now. So he is going to slide on the floor around this corner. He's still on the ground, but he's just kind of crawl across and then aim at this sniper that's back here, and he's going to fire at him. And I keep forgetting I'm having to do him manually. I don't have a macro. Okay, here we go. And he's in close range. Alright, so that's a very nice shot.
accurate do again?
Adds a boost die.
Oh,
Oh.
cool.
Well, let's give him his boost die, why don't we?
Way to go, Matt.
I don't know why it's not doing it for me. So let's just do it off his sheet. It's always riveting when NPCs are attacking NPCs. Oh, thank you. That'll actually be enough to give him a crit as well. So let's see.
2 crits.
Crit plus 10.
Crit plus 10. We had a crit plus 70.
Is that what it got to?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, 2 crits. So we've got. And, oh, well, that takes him out anyway. Just the shot alone took him out. So the Weequay sniper falls back onto the ground, defeated. And we'll keep going here a little bit longer. Looking at his odds now, the leader of the Weequay is jumping off the stairs, and he's running to the point where he's just disappearing through this door. And that's using a double move where he had to spend a couple of strain on it on top of that. And then this next one, taking a cue from him, is kind of he's turned around and he's turned back towards you, but he's also done a double move to kind of move toward that door to exit is trying to exit the room. And that gets us to the first PC slot for this turn.
We'll take the shot.
All right. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Take the shot.
I am going to spend 2 strain here to take a second aim maneuver.
2 boost.
And what
Purple.
All right. I believe in the dream.
Use a destiny point.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, Destiny could be useful.
Right, that'll roll it.
Yeah,
down.
that's it.
You do that, and then you upgrade your attack.
Yeah, you have to do the upgrade manually. Oh, I'm not muted. Okay.
Oh no, I have you muted, Taylor.
Well, how long have I been not muted? I've been just sitting here like stretching. Ugh.
This is at the leader.
So that's 12 points. Pierce 2.
You can crit!
And what do you want to do with the advantage?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and crit.
All right. Okay. He gets no action on his next turn, but he does get a maneuver. And the next 10 people at this point, because they're gone, and so now we've got 2 more PC slots and then CAD.
Nata doesn't need to go now, so anyone else wanna?
All right. How high are these crates we're behind here?
About 4 to 5.
Oh, so I can see over these.
You could, well, you can, but you can't really. It'd be awkward to try to aim over them. You're aware of what's happening. You could use a maneuver to climb onto one and then fire from it, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. And you can use auto. You can use auto on both of those. They're close enough together.
All right, will do then. And their range is what, long?
Long for sure on this one, yeah.
All right. And do I have any setback on this?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you had any from the last turn, so you should be good.
All right.
There's the wide open.
And let me go ahead and spin the 2 strain so I can. Yeah, true aim. So sheet dummy. There it is. All right. And here we go.
So the first one you've got, the initial shot is going to do 19 points. Who are you aiming at primarily?
The last one in line there, the other sniper.
You're talking about this one right here.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that is going to defeat him, just fall down to the ground.
All right. And then I'll use the advantage to get a shot on Akmal there.
Auto fire, and he just falls flat onto the ground as well.
Okay.
So they're both trying to run out the door, and IG just crawls as hell on them,
in the back.
And they fall to the ground. And there's nothing left to do now but blow off the smoke on your blasters.
Look really cool doing it.
All right, before we finish up tonight, let's switch back quickly to Kira and Andon, who have made their way up into the Ikari 7. And I'm just going to go ahead and use the Foundry. We'll use the preparation screen for this one. And
Okay.
they're meeting with Skavi now, who
Hey, Scotty.
has who's just yelling orders at different people to try to get things in order. Like he's trying to get this ship battle ready, and it's been in for repairs, and so it's clear that's a very urgent matter to him. But he says, I'm glad you made it up here. I've got some information for you.
Oh, good.
When I heard everybody talking about those Mandalorians over on Vlimouth Port in the meeting, I seem to vaguely recall a rumor that I'd picked up during a recent run through a pretty seedy part of the sector. And the rumor was that several of the Mandalorians that were involved several months ago in a mission that involved protecting some locals, some Tals that live on Plymouth Port, were captured by Siberian slaves. And it's possible that you could use that knowledge of who they are and where they are to bargain with the Mandalorians.
You should have told us a little bit earlier, but
Well, I had some things to check out. I wanted to make sure my information was good, he says. And also, I wanted to be sure about... I've got a lot of things going on this ship as well.
I
But
can see that.
if I'm right about this, those imprisoned Mandalorians are going to be killed on the planet right now. It's a sort of a slave trade planet. Are you familiar with those types of planets?
Slightly, yes.
Familiar with the annoying little laughing gits from him.
They are. Those monkeys are terribly annoying, aren't they, mate?
Oh God, those.
Yeah.
The Zygerians have one of their princes that operates out of a palace there on Kowak, and he's engaged in a lot of slave trade. There's a good chance those Mandalorians are still there, and I'm sure that it'd be worth it something to the Mandos to have an opportunity to rescue them.
So are you guys helping us with this whole situation, or are you just leaving now that you've given us this information?
He says, "You guys are on a suicide mission. Even if you bring the Mandos, I'm planning on heading out of here as soon as I can. I'll provide whatever kind of information I can to you. I'm obviously successful, but this is a losing cause, and I know when to cash in my chips and leave."
But you seemed all excited about, picking up the pieces afterwards.
He says, "Well, that I am, but I'm not so excited about the idea of buying."
So you're willing to let other people die so you can pick up the pieces and sell it, right?
Okay, so at this point, I'm going to need Kira to make a charm check.
Fudge. Hold on. I think I might. I can add. Wait, hold on. Sense emotions. Don't I add force die? No, I just add boost.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang. Okay.
Maybe you should let me do the talking.
What kind of check is it? Hard?
Go ahead and make the roll, and then if Andon wants to talk, he can talk.
Is it hard?
It is going to be 2 purples and 1 red. You're going against his
Alright.
discipline.
I'm going to use the destiny point. Taylor.
Maybe. No.
Okay, wouldn't it be great if you stayed? Like, Kara just gets. I'm pretty sure Kara just gets super pissed off. Like, you're gonna just sit there and let people die. You can just, it's not charming at all.
Yeah, he kind of sits and listens to all of your moral outrage, and you've sort of finished your speech, and he's just looking back at you like, and you expect all of this to change my mind? No, I'm not going to change my mind. Talk to him now, though, if he wants to.
So, what kind of ship is the Akavi 7?
The Akavi 7 is... It's a freighter. That's a little bit larger than the Wayward Spirit. I think it's the same... I'm looking up the stats for it now. It's the same... That's a BT-900 bulk transport. But it's got some armaments on it. You've noticed that coming in. I think it might be the same silhouette as the Spirit.
Okay, just looking up.
Yeah,
I can see if I can find BT-900.
I do have the stat block for it. It's a bigger one. Speed 2, handling -2, shields 2 all around, 70 hull trauma. I was wrong. 50 system strain. Considerably more sizable ship. That's got some turbo lasers on it as well.
That's almost the size of ours. Like, think about it. It's like Nebula D. Andon's gonna try to cozy up to him. He's gonna kind of pull up on his jacket a little bit and just say, "Look, I understand entirely, but because you've got a good ship here, you've got a crew to look after. You don't want to throw everything away for nothing. But how do I explain this? Kara and I pull victory out of black holes like they're the Maw installation, and we still come up with it. That's what we do for a living."
Right. So he gives you the look that... You remember the look that Obi-Wan Kenobi gives Han Solo? He gives you that same look.
I'm not interested in trying to make martyr people, but we do have credits and we do have letters of marque that I bet would be really useful for someone that has a crew like yours to look out for, that needs ports in the storm like this, with a ship this big, you can't run around and get crank all the time. Just expect everyone to pass you by. You're too big to just blend into the background. But a letter of marque would mean that you share some of what you get, raiding the Empire, raiding disgusting slavers, share it with the rebellion, and you get a port in the storm wherever we've got the assets as well. All you have to do is put your firepower alongside our firepower, alongside a squadron of X-Wings, alongside a Mon Calamari cruiser. Because this isn't a suicide mission. This is luring all the bets in before you lay down your idiot's array. Just a Spock reference. That might be a little too nerdy for everyone else here. I don't know.
I knew what it was.
Space Royal Flush.
Yes.
All right. So go ahead and make your charm check, same difficulty.
So that was 2 purple and a red.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use Touch of Fate.
Yeah, she actually rolled purple.
Not that it would have made a difference.
Yeah. Okay, Touch of
Yeah,
Fate.
I guess so.
Touch of Fate, yep, so I get 2 boosts, and I'll use a Destiny point.
Okay.
And I actually have a little bit of presence and charm, so this might actually work. Hey!
So he says, for a minute, and he says, so what are the terms on these letters of marque? And how long are you willing to turn your backs while I salvage any Imperial wreckage from this battle?
As far as I'm concerned, I'll turn my back the entire time if you do it according, which I'm pretty sure usually between 20 and 30%. But I'd have to double check. That's something we'll have to hammer out with the people that are good at paperwork.
He says, you make sure it's 30, and I'll hang around. But,
all right, that sounds like a plan.
But things start turning against you too much, and I'm turning my ship around.
Nope, I'm not expecting you to sit there and get your ship blown up buying time for the Imperials. That's our job. If things get bad, if your hull's getting smashed, you're expected to fall back. We're just trying to buy time. We're not trying to hold forever. So
Okay.
do you have any smaller craft on your ship? You got shuttles, you got fighters?
He says nothing I'd want to fight with. I'm accustomed to disabling ships and then boarding them.
That's fine with me. Really?
All right, I get this bucket of bolts moving, and I'll fight with you as long as things look reasonably good.
How big of things do you board and disable?
I'm not taking on an Imperial Star Destroyer, if that's what you're...
No, but they got a support craft. A patrol boat, if you could board a Nebulan B. If you could board a Raider frigate or a Gladiator cruiser or something like that.
Do you think there's maybe a way to disguise his ship as wreckage?
Probably.
This
That's
way,
mostly where you come in and where his ability to power down comes in. But if we say False Liberator springs between him and something else, and he can turn one of the Imperial ships either off or against them or drive it into something.
He says, I've always had a fancy of trying to take on one of those gladiators. Let's talk about that a little bit more.
We are going to have to talk about that more, as long as you're not going anywhere, because and I do some things we need to tend to.
It's not going anywhere unless I get this ship moving. But
well, you work on that.
But I've got probably, not counting the people that I need to keep the ship going, I could probably have between 30 and 40 men.
Why don't you take your men, Have them take a tab, and we'll see if we can sort it out with the Alliance later. But take them down, get the security, get the volunteers on the surface, and just get them drinks, and have them teach them how to fight like pirates, how to fight tooth and nail, how they take a scatter gun to an airlock, just the full-on knife and teeth. Teach these people how to fight.
All right, I'll do that, but I want them on my ship when
You can have them
when
on your
this
ship
thing
when the
breaks
time
loose.
comes. I just want a good influence down below, and we
Okay.
will definitely talk about that gladiator.
Oh yes, pirates, great influences.
Better than Mandalorians.
Yeah, that's true. Jedi code the entire time.
Yes, you should make the droid army, and it can blast the Republic anthem out of their speakers the whole time they're blasting stormtroopers. I fully endorse that behavior.
And IG would have to fight them.
Yeah,
We would
IG
have
would
to
end up if they're playing the Republic anthem. IG would start shooting our troops.
At this point. And so let's go have a look at XP and contribution rank. We'll start with XP. We will give 5 points to the group for successfully recruiting Scavi to the cause for tonight. And then, let's see here, we've got 3 points for IG on that. I still don't have a duty on our medic, and so when you get one to me, we'll start using it. We did manage to ensure the safety of the party, and so that gives us another another 6, which brings you up to 23 on your contribution rank. So that's 5 XP, 6 points toward your next contribution rank for a total of 23. You're currently rank 7. And that is going to conclude our stream for tonight. And so I'm going to talk to the players for a few more minutes. But for anybody that's been watching or will watch in the future, thanks.
Later.
I'll be able to take. No, it's
feel.
showing offline. It's showing it's offline. So nope. Now it's showing live.